Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab where I do what I do for you. I got sunlight coming up, so I've been at it for a minute, but I'm doing what I do for you. Let's go. I got you. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right Thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinking's way of life, and that's what it is for me. Through mental and spiritual discipline, practice when daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment. I'm trying to tell you. Right Thinking, my mission, and that's what I'm on, is to get you to know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get it together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. It's rhetorical, yeah, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not, and knows that they know not, is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. I'm back in the book. I've just gave you the lesson about the story of Asar Aset Heru. This is the final, the end of the Asar Aset Heru myth. Let me wrap it up for you. It's going to be nice. Story gets good right now. So I told you about how the jade pillow symbolically are the upper center parts of the chakras. I gave that quick lesson. Now it starts here. Now the king of Saria, was out walking and he passed by a tree. He immediately fell in love with what? The pleasant aroma, the smell emitting from the tree. So he had the tree cut down and brought to his palace. When you're the king, you can do it like that, okay? So Asar's wife, who is the personification of what? Of the life-giving mother force in creation and in all humans, went to Syria in search of what? Her husband. Her search led her to the palace of the king, where she took a job as a nurse for the king's son. And little fluffy here, we don't need that, so I'm going to skip on down here and get to the meat and potatoes part. How about that? I ain't big on fluff, so that stuff moving on. But Aset then told the king that Asar, her husband, was inside the pillow. And he made from a tree. And he graciously gave her the pillow, the jed, and she returned it where? Back to Kemet, Egypt, with the assistance of, we got a crocodile guy called Sebek, okay? He got his own story. Look him up, Google him. Sebek. And Aset brought the body back on the back of Sebek, Asar, and they met him back to Kemet. Now, upon their return, starting to get good right here, to Kemet, Aset went to the papyrus swamps. The stuff grow high, the weeds, so she can hide, where she laid over Asar's body, the dead body. Took him out the trunk, laid him out, okay? Fanned her wings. Pay attention. Infusing him with new life. She had the power to do that. That's the fluff that left out. Now I know why. The fluff, I could have put in there. I understood this concept a little better if I had put the fluff in. Sorry about that. But okay, watch this. But now she infused him with new life. She brought him back to life, okay? Remember, catfish, make my nature rise. He had no nature to rise. Why? She missed, okay, at that point, excuse me, a little ahead of the story. Go back. But she infused him with life, brought him back to life. And then in this manner, Aset revived Asar through what? Her power of love and wisdom. Get the concept? Symbolically. And what happened? And then they united once more. Now, depending on who's telling the story, they didn't consummate the marriage. So this is why she was hell-bent on getting them back and to have that one time. In some story, they already did it a few times, so it wasn't a big deal, okay? But this here says once more, so this ain't the virgin story, okay? But from their union was conceived a son, Heru. Symbolically, that's me and you in the flesh. Our father is the spirit, and we are Masons. The widow's son, our father is dead while our uncle killed him. Mason don't get to that part, but that's part of the story too. They don't tell you. All right, next level. Okay, but Heru, they call him Horus, was with the assistance of the gods Tahuti and Amun. Heru therefore was born from what? The union of the spirit of Asar, which is spirit, and the life-giving power of who? Aset, physical nature, intuitive wisdom. Thus, Heru represents what? The union of spirit and matter. Ding, 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 ding. And the renewed life of Asar, which is his rebirth, and that's who? Us, me and you. We represent Heru. Okay? Same way the Christians look at Christ. This was the concept that we had way before that coming along. Okay? Moving on. But now one evening, after they did that, now Set was hunting in the the papyrus swamps. And if Asar was in the papyrus swamps, and Set come to the swamp, guess what? He gonna find the body. And he did. He came upon Aset and Asar in a rage of passion. What did he do? He dismembered the body of Asar into several pieces. Now, I've heard the story told by a few people. Some people say 72 pieces. Some people say 42 pieces. And some people even say, it's 14 pieces. It comes down to 13 when the penis was eaten by the fish, so they couldn't put them all back together because he missed in the penis. Another story for another time, but that's what happened here. In several pieces, and they scattered the pieces. Another part of the story that I hear, they scattered them all throughout the land. Other stories say they scattered throughout the world. How far could you throw a body part? So the land works for me, all right? So, and in this way, it is Set, who now he represents what? Brute force of our bodily impulses and our lower desires that dismembers our higher intellect. Instead of oneness and unity, we see what? Multiplicity and separateness, which gave rise to what? Egoistic, selfish, and violent behavior, aka humans, ego's reaction. And the great mother, which is what Aset represents, once again set out to what? In search now for what? All the pieces of Asar, with the help of Anubis and Nephthah. She did that. Now after searching, now here right here, watch this. Now he said throughout the land, down here it says after searching all over the world, no, just the land, they found what? All the pieces. Remember Humpty Dumpty? They pulled that on us. Okay, that's where Humpty get this from. Okay, they took this concept and made a Humpty Dumpty. And they found all Asar's body parts, except for what? His phallus, Venus, which was eaten by a fish. And now you got the Hindu Tantra mythology story where the god Shiva, who also equivalent to Asar in their pantheon of religious concepts, also lost his phallus in a story. So everybody got a lost penis story. How about that? And everybody got a flood story. Everybody got the same story. The stories don't change, just the culture and the people in times. But watch this. Now, ancient Egyptian and Hindu Tantra mythology, the lost is symbolical of what? The lost represents seminal retention, celibacy, okay? holding your nut, holding your sperm, so to speak, holding your water. Why? In order to channel that sexual energy, which is the most strongest energy known to man. And if you can control it and harness it, you can add years to your life. If you squander it and waste it, you taking years off your life. Simple as that. You can believe it, not believe it, like it, don't cut a good hoot to me. That's a fact. Moving on. And to your higher spiritual centers, meaning you keeping it within and it'll generate, it'll go up again. That's the concept. We don't know that men, we got a purification cycle too. Not a menstrual cycle, a purification cycle. Okay? Which is semen retention, not having orgasms, not wasting your seed, so to speak. If it give life, when you give it to the female, what do you think it'd do if you keep it? Don't even imagine that. Why? Don't even talk about that no more. Celibacy and semen retention, man, you might well talk to a brick wall. But thereby, what? Transforming it into your spiritual energy. That's what it does for you if you understood it. Now, Aset, through what? Her love and devotion, along with what? Wisdom. You can love something. You can be devoted to something. You can be loyal to something. But without wisdom, it means nothing. Watch this. And with the help of Anpu, Anubis, and Netet, remember the pieces as of Asar, they put them back together again, all except the phallus, which was eaten by a fish again. But Asar thus regained life and became king of the realm of what? The dead. He was the first person to go. Some people call it Hades or hell, but no, we call it the afterlife. Okay? That's where you're going to go. And he's the king there, so he reigns there. Another concept, moving on. But watch this. Now, Aset took Heru into hiding after he was born, into hiding the Immaculate Conception. Okay? It's only a mythological concept. And you can't make a myth literal. That's where they got a few things wrong with the Roman Catholics. So that's my, I'm going to throw that in there. Yeah, I got a few things wrong. They're not going to admit it, so I can't give my pass for that. Moving on. We all know now that it was wrong. Moving on. So again, but after she hid Heru so that no, he can grow up safely away from what? His uncle Set. The prophecy was that his nephew would grow up and take him out. Every king who had a prophecy with a grandson or somebody, they started taking care so that it don't happen. Killing the firstborn, all that nonsense. Yeah, this all mythological that they make literal. Again, one day, Set sent what? An evil scorpion to what? Find Heru, the baby Heru, and kill him so that what? He could not grow up to challenge and take him out for his throne of Kemet. Again. So what happened? The scorpion found Heru, stuck him, killed him. You ready for this? Aset, when she found out about this, she was so grief-stricken that she cried, that her cry was heard, and she cried so loud that it was heard in the farthest reaches of the universe. Meaning what? Ra heard, the Supreme Being heard it. And what happened? Philosophically, metaphorically, he stopped the world to address her issues. That's his daughter. When a father, if your daughter crying, knows right, it's not, you gonna stop everything and tend to that. That's the concept. Perfect idea. I use that analogy as a father having a daughter. So I get that. Watch this. He stopped the movement. Everything stopped. And this effectively brought what? The entire universe to what? A standstill. That's the power of Aset. And that's the power that mothers have when they get like that. They got power. Unbelievable power. They done picked up cars and done a whole bunch of miraculous stuff. Yeah, though, metaphorically. Okay, we even got some experience where it happened. So yeah. But now, in response to Aset, Ra did what? He sent Tahuti to what? Assist her. Tahuti carried special words of power, Heka we call them, which allowed him to what? Revive Heru, bring him back to life. Okay? When Heru became a young man after the scare, Asar, what? Returned from the realm of the dead and encouraged him to take up arms, which is symbolically mean vitality, wisdom, courage, strength, and will to what? Be established in truth, justice, and righteousness in the world by taking on the challenge his uncle and become the new and righteous ruler of oneself. The battle is in you. I gave that lesson about you and Heru. That's the battle. But in Simba, Lion King, that's a story about the actual concept, real life concept. Literally, no, but philosophically and metaphorically, it's a story of a real life situation. They made it into a movie, yeah, but it's to tell a story metaphorically, but philosophically to get you to understand. You can manifest that for yourself, become symbolic, become your own hero. Again, save yourself. And what happens? Watch this. Now, the scorpion goddess, Sekhet, she assists Aset in her time of sorrow over the death of her son Heru and Asar. She was around both times. Now, she's a scorpion queen, scorpion body with a female head. And she comforted Aset in her time of grief, but what? She acted as what? The voice of reason, suggesting what? That Aset should call out to the boat of Ra for assistance when her son Heru was killed. That's what she did. This episode attests to what? The understanding that even though Sekhet, which is a scorpion, like the one which killed Heru, her power to cause injury, she can either kill you or she can turn to a positive end. So this concept and the same mental energy, watch this, as symbolized, watch this, by the scorpion can be used to promote negativity by what? Associating with what? The ego, aka Set, or however, you can have a positive spiritual movement when what? When aligned with the wisdom of Aset. That's the lesson. That's the end of that story of the mythology of Asar, Aset, and Heru. Okay? It's another part about that. I'm not going there again. I said, some of this is just flow. I don't do flow. The next lesson I got for you coming up will be the summary of the mystical symbolism of the story of Asar, Aset, and Heru. I'm going to break it down for you. I got one little page to break down symbolic information. Hope you get a better understanding. I call it a synopsis. Okay, they call it the summary, a breakdown. All right, but in closing, right thinkers, may y'all let it be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. I'll be right back.